Amboli, or Amboli Ghat, is a small hill station in South Maharashtra. It is situated in the Sindhudurg district of Maharashtra at an altitude of 690 meters above AMSL. It lies in the Sahyadri hills of the Western Ghats. For most, it's just another quaint little hill town, but for photographers like us, it's quite the treasure trove. The flora or fauna of this place is quite unique, especially the herpetofauna. If you are a macro photographer, you have to visit Amboli. Despite its close proximity to Goa, Amboli sees only a minuscule fraction of the tourists each year. That actually is a good thing. This small hill town with its limited infrastructure and places of accommodation would not be able to support the endless influx of tourists like other popular tourist destinations. As a wildlife photographer, in India, your options are pretty limited during the monsoon months. All the tiger parks are closed, and most of the other places, like grasslands, are inundated. So the only options that you're left with are rainforests, where you can go for macro photography. And when it comes to macro, down south, you have a lot of options, namely Agumbe in North Karnataka, Kurg in South Karnataka, and Amboli in Southern Maharashtra. Among these three places, by far, my most favorite is Amboli, and the reason has nothing to do with photography, because the fauna that you get in all these places are quite similar, although not entirely. But the food at Amboli is amazing. The local cuisine is also called Malwani cuisine, which is quite popular, which has a predominance of seafood. And if you are a seafood lover, this place is going to be your heaven. We drove to Amboli all the way from Bangalore. It took us about 10 hours and 40 minutes to reach Amboli. The roads are pretty straightforward, with 4 lanes national highway for about 70-75% of the route, and the remaining were 2-lane state highways. There were a few bad patches off and on, but they were quite negligible. No sooner than we arrived at Amboli, we got to witness a fascinating natural history moment. Some of the local guides were excited to see a new kind of snail with a strange behavior. When I saw it, I realized that it was not a new species, but a normal one which was attacked by a deadly parasite. It's called a leucochloridium, and it's a parasitic worm that invades the snail's eye stalks, where it pulsates to imitate a caterpillar. This is a form of an aggressive mimicry where an organism pretends to be another just to lure the prey or get itself eaten. Grisly, eh? The worm then mind controls its host to climb on a high branch to expose itself so that the hungry birds could pluck out its tentacles. The worm breathes in the bird's guts, releasing its eggs in the bird's feces, which are happily eaten up by another snail to complete the whole bizarre life cycle. Next up, we saw a group of photographers crowding an Amboli bushrock like an army of paparazzis. After struggling a bit to get into position, I got a few clicks myself. And then we saw this beautiful Malabar pit viper and a green vine snake. And then our excitement knew no bounds as we just came to know that somebody had sighted a green pit viper or a bamboo pit viper close by. All of us rushed to the spot to see this guy right out in the open. Bamboo pit vipers are not very common in these areas, and this was probably the first sighting of the season. We spent a few minutes with the guy and then decided to leave it in peace. The first day turned out to be quite successful. we still had another day and the evening, so we were really optimistic about the next few sessions and what we would get to encounter. With that, I'd like to end the video with a few stills taken from the trip. But before that, don't forget to like or dislike and comment on the video. And please do hit the subscribe button. Share it among your friends. It really keeps us motivated to bring such videos to you. And lastly, if you have any questions about Amboli, feel free to put them in the comment box and I'll try to answer them. As always, be good to yourself and to others. Bye for now.